Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Story Time channel. I'm Pallavi reading interesting stories for you. You know that I'm reading The Magic of the Lost Temple written by the great Sudha Murty. Now the next chapter is in this storybook is Varada Hill. Now let's go through it. There was a small hillock almost half away between Somanhalli and the Varda river. It was called Varada Hill. Nooni had noticed it during the picnic to the river. She knew that every morning two men gathered cattle from everyone's houses and directed them to the outskirts of the village. Then they took the cows to Varada Hill, where there was plenty of grass for them. The cows usually graze all day. The men carried their lunches and came back with the cattle in the evening. They returned the cows to their respective owners and sheds before going home for the day. All the animals in Ajji's cowshed had a bath either in the morning or in the evening. Every animal had a bell of a different color. Once the cows left the shed, it was cleaned thoroughly. The shed had a cement floor and it was washed so well that there were no flies and no smell. The water canal was also rinsed and fresh water was stored there again. There was a storeroom containing dry grass and animal feed. Each cow had a small cement placeholder for their feed. Feeding was done in the mornings and the evenings. A few mornings later, Nooni woke up eager to visit the hill with her friends. She told Ajji and Ajja about her plan. Ajja said, "Take Mahadev along with you. He will take you there safely. Go in the afternoon and come back by evening." Ajji called Mahadev and gave him a bag of rice and a box of sugar. "These are for the ants and the squirrels," she said. Nooni wondered why her grandmother wanted to give rice and sugar to the little animals. She packed her backpack excitedly. After lunch, Ajja and Ajji said goodbye to her and retired to their room for a nap. Nooni's friends met her at the school ground and they began their hike. The weather was warm, but Medha didn't feel the heat. She said that she was used to it. Amit was happy that it was cooler than Delhi. Anand and Mahadev were indifferent to the heat, but Nooni wanted to protect her head, so she grabbed her hat from her backpack. They took a left turn at the main road and suddenly saw plenty of trees and bushes along the road. Mahadev saw the line of ants marching towards a hole in the ground. He took a handful of sugar from Ajji's box and sprinkled it in their way. He told the children, "Please keep an eye out for the ants. Whenever you see them, let me know and I will give each of you a handful of sugar so you can give it to them." "Why, Mahadev?" "It is Ajji's idea. Later I will also keep a handful of rice under some big trees. That's for the squirrels. Ajji says that when she built their house, many squirrel and ants that live on her land were displaced from their home. Since then she likes to feed ants and squirrel and birds. It is very noble thought. I think she is a very kind-hearted person." Nooni found it amusing but agreed with her grandmother. They saw so many animals that the rice and sugar was over in no time. Suddenly Nooni saw a small white cat-like animal that whisked past them and disappeared in a second. "What's that?" she asked. "That is a white rabbit. They came out of hibernation this time of the year They are shy and very fast. Oh, we should have saved some rice for them too, said Anand. As the children walked further, they saw something yellow on the ground. Nooni picked up a twig and touched it. It looked and felt like wax. What is this? She asked. That is leftover wax from a hive. Nooni, be careful of honey bees. They can sting you badly. But why would they sting me? She asked innocently. If someone troubles you or throws stones at your house, you will get irritated, won't you? In the same way, they don't like it when anyone messes their hive, said Mahadev. Nooni, if you stop every second, we won't be able to make it to Varada Hill. Let's move quickly, said Medha, sounding a little annoyed. Nooni nodded. The group started walking faster. Within a few minutes, they realized that the vegetation was thinning. Soon there were no trees at all. There was a plain field with grass as tall as Nooni, with a small pond in the center. A clear path was marked in the mud, and the children quickly marched on it. To a distant spectator, only the children's heads bobbing up and down would have been visible as they made their way through the tall grass. Within minutes, the group saw a small hillock with a big neem tree at the top. There were small steps leading up to the hill, and the children quickly climbed to the top. From there, they could see their village and the Varada river, which was shining like silver in the bright sunshine. It was cool under the shade of the neem tree, and the children settled down on some natural stones that worked as makeshift benches. Why is it called Varada Hill? It should be called One Tree Hill, Nooni commented. There is a story behind how this hill was named, said Medha. 70 years ago, there lived a young boy called Varad. He was the son of a rich farmer and was an avid reader. While he was studying in a college in Dharwad, India was still colonized by the British. During that time, Gandhi called the people of the nation to join the Quit India movement. Varada wanted to join him, but his parents opposed the idea. After a lot of discussion, he became convinced that the country was more important than his parents' wishes and joined the movement. He burned all his silk apparel and switched to khadi clothing. He came every day to the hill to sit here and read. As he became more active in the movement, he started writing letters about it and sent them everywhere he could. He helped many people join the movement. The British soldiers frequently show up in the village and search for him. Sometimes he would hide near the hill and sometimes he would go away to the forest. Despite the danger, he continued helping the country until one fateful day when he was caught and thrown in jail. He died here due to the lack of treatment after becoming ill with typhoid. His parents and the entire village mourn him, but they remain proud of his contribution to the national movement. From that day on, people in the village call this spot Varada Hill. His parents donated their land on which the village high school stands today. The school named after him too, Varad High School. Every year we march from our school to this hill and hoist the national flag in his memory. Medha fell silent. Amit added, there were many people in the north of our country, such as Bhagat Singh and Chandrasekhar Azad, who also gave their lives for our freedom. In the Delhi cantonment, the gardens are named after the patriots and soldiers who died protecting our nation. Amit looked around and asked, why aren't there any trees here? I can only see grass everywhere. This is our village Gomala, replied Mahadev. Since the old days, every village has Gomala and Nagbana. What's that? Asked Nooni. We don't have anything like that in Bangalore. She felt a little conscious of the fact that her knowledge was limited compared to that of her friends. I haven't heard about it in Delhi either, added Amit. A Gomala is a piece of land that doesn't belong to an individual and isn't up for sale. It is a village land where nothing except green grass is allowed to grow. Nobody can cut the grass or take it home. The land usually has a pond too. The grass is for the animals to graze and the water is free for them to drink. So it's like a midday meal program. Nooni asked innocently. Everyone laughed. This place reminds me of another story, said Anand softly. In Sindh, in the Punjab of undivided India, there was a hillock just like this one. One day, an English officer was passing by the hill on his way to work. He brought his horse to a halt and asked a local man standing nearby, "What's the name of this hill?" "Mohenjo-daro, the hill of the dead," the man replied. The officer was surprised. Later, someone told him that the reason for the name was because there were a lot of skeletons inside the ground in the area. The English officer ordered the excavation of the land, and that's how we found the greatest civilization of them all, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Oh, what's if there's a stepwell buried somewhere here too? Asked Nooni with enthusiasm. Or maybe we will find something else here. Who knows? Just like Vikramaditya's throne, we may find Somnaka's throne too. What is that? Mahadev, Amit, Anand, and Megha asked in unison. Nooni began. Last year I had gone with my parents to Ujjain. My dad was attending a conference there. So while he was busy during the day, Mom and I visited various monuments and she told me a lot of stories about them. She said that long ago there lived a king called Vikramaditya. He was famous for his wisdom. After he died, his palace collapsed, and over time people forgot about it. After hundreds of years, a man was passing by the area when he saw a few young cowherds fighting amongst each other. The man stopped to watch them. One of the young boys intervened and said playfully, "Okay, stop fighting. I will be the judge and solve your dispute. Be a judge must sit in a proper place." There was a small hillock nearby, and the boy found his way to the top. The other cowherds remained below. As the boy sat on the hilltop, he suddenly became authoritative and quickly resolved the issue. Then the boy came down from the hillock and became playful again. Within a few minutes, there was another dispute among the boys. This time, another boy said, "I will be the judge now." He went to the top of the hillock and passed the correct decision within a minute. The man saw all of this and wondered, maybe it's the place and not the person that's give the right ruling. Soon he went back to his village to find a terrible argument going on in the panchayat. Since the man was known to be wise, the panchayat looked towards him for advice. The man suggested, "Come with me. Let's go to a hillock nearby. I will give the judgment there." When he made the right decision, everyone was happy and surprised. The man disclosed his observation to the crowd, and rumor began that if there was any dispute in the village, all one had to do was sit on the hillock. Word spread and reached the king of the land, who ordered careful unearthing of the hillock. After much digging, a beautiful throne was discovered. People said that it must be the throne of King Vikramaditya. Nooni took a deep breath and ended her story. "So you see," she added, You never know what lies beneath us. I wonder what's below this hill. I bet there's something unusual. Nooni, don't think too much. It's getting late, said Anand. Almost as if on cue, the other children also got up, gathered their belongings, and the group began to walk back home. Now, this is the end of the story. Do you like it? Then tell me. What you think? Nooni will get anything in that hillock? Tell me in the comment box. Subscribe for more. Bye bye.